This is an online podcast episode for this talk today. Welcome to the online podcast where you will finally get relative in conversation. Now here are your hosts, Lindsay Marmahon, the elite adventurer, and Grabby Wallace. The language angel coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Okay, in this episode, we'll show a way to stay inspired with your learning and continue to be inspired regardless of how many mistakes you make. Alright guys, we have a very nice thought to share with you today. We have a quote from Miss Frank Miss. It has to do with language learning. Here is it. All language set you in a corridor for life. The language open every door along the way. Wow, that is deep. That is. But you know it's true and it's good to think about this language learner. And maybe just before we talk about it, I just want to mention that corridor is like a hallway. So in a house or an apartment building, you walk down a hall and you often have door on each side on the wall. And if you know one language, you can walk down the hallway. But if you know the language, it will open up the door or open up opportunity. Yes, for sure, and I just think this is so true. I mean, for me going abroad and actually learning the language being abroad has made such a difference in some of the deeds of a connection. Absolutely, you know, even if you forget the language later, the important thing is that people see that you are learning when you are in that country, and you're trying. Yes, it is just like people hearts open to you. Right, yes. So I mean, I think about us a language learner. What I can do for your life. I mean, you see your social life. In your travel, I mean, how do people react to you when you try to speak your language and maybe you are lost perfect speaking English or another language that you're learning, but people really appreciate that, right? I mean in general, I can just generalize for everyone, but I think you can open up more opportunity and define like employ like to help people who speak more than one language, right? And it just seems like stealing some time as your so hard on the service, so guys don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself some credit and realize it's a lot easy to learn a language, right? So you're out there. You're putting yourself on the line every day. You know, native English speaker replace do you for it. Totally you know, so don't expect perfection. It's not just about the language either. I think as you learn English, you also learn about the cultural talk, the language like different ways that we express different idea. Or just the grammar of the language, how easy to set up. I mean, when I started learning Spanish, the first thing that we learned was that was the loud were either masculine or feminist, and Roman that is so taught in Spanish, right? That it really has for us to learn, and I'm sure there thing in English that are taught to learn like the accident, like the and phrasal verb totally, and that is just why that we express ourselves. But I mean you open your eyes to the culture, especially when you start learning idiom. That is really how you learn how people think. Yes, right. Definitely, I so think. Yes, and that's why we also recommend trying to surround yourself with a native speaker live in an international how where people are speaking English or live with American people if you are introvert and just throw yourself into just go for it. Just as the morning with the better right, I mean learn the language that you want to. It's just a beautiful thing.